There's a name we haven't heard
and
in a
Glenn
long. Yeah.
and her husband Glenn.
Hi, this is Rod McIntosh, and I got a story to share with you, and some of you know it, most of you don't. And this is my good friend Monse Parks, and we have something in common. We each have one kidney. We each had our kidneys removed, left one because of cancer.
I also, like Rod, am a cancer survivor, and I'm joining Rod today and his team to share some great news and share about what we're going to do to bring hope to others and hopefully end all cancers.
So I went to Las Vegas, had a great time, played some golf with my buddy, and was in a seminar and had a good time with my wife. And then I came home, and a few days later I noticed there was blood in my urine. And I went to the doctor, a new doctor, because I'd never been to a urologist, and he said, "Yeah, I think you have cancer." And I said, "I don't think you do. I don't think I do. But how about you? How did you find out?"
Well, similar kind of story. So I was on a work trip, and I had left with having some pain in my front left side. And it wasn't necessarily a pain, but more of like a dull, like it never went away, right? So I went on this work trip. I was traveling in Texas, and I did not feel good. And I came home, and I had told my husband, like, I got to go to the doctor. So I went to my doctor, and this is my endocrinologist, and he suggested that I drink some Metamucil, that things slow down after you're 50, and that just didn't sit right with me, right?
Yeah.
So I went to my primary care doctor, and he, with my, autoimmune disease and everything, he ordered a CAT stat, and later that night he called me, and he said, "We've got to look for, a great surgeon because you have a mass on your left kidney." And that's where it all started.
Well, when the doctor told me I had cancer, I said, that's really probably not true because nobody in my family has ever had cancer. We got heart problems, we got lung problems, but no cancer. And then I thought, well, if it is cancer, at least I got one thing off my bucket list. I played St. Andrews twice. And, and I also thought I'm 65 years old, so now I'm on Medicare, so I don't have to worry about paying for anything. And that was kind of my thought.
When I first saw my surgeon at City of Hope, we actually didn't know if the mass was benign or cancerous. Mm-hmm. And I mean, purposefully, I was very positive, telling myself that I did not have cancer. And for 1 month before my surgery, I believed I truly did not have cancer. And so after surgery, I had surgery on June 14th, 2 weeks later at my post-op. And my husband couldn't make it to this appointment with me. My youngest daughter came with me, Layla, and I'm sitting at, City of Hope with my surgeon. And she said to me, "Your tumor was cancer." And that was horrible, scary, terrifying.
So what was your first thought when they told you that?
My first thought was that, oh my gosh, I mean, is it going to come back? Did they get everything?
So I got the diagnosis around August 25th, and the only person I shared the news with was my business coach. I felt like, that's a confidential affiliation and I don't have to worry about it. And I made the decision not to tell anybody in my family until after my daughter was married. Then the first person I told after my daughter was married, 4 weeks later, was my wife, Kathy.
I was sitting in the doctor's office, and my youngest daughter was with me at that appointment. And I was just in shock. And so we went to the car, and the person that we called was my husband, Tony. And
I've only known him for 34 years.
Yes, 34 years.
He's still doing a great job on my hair.
And he told me everything was going to be fine. You know, he was always my light, my reassurance that everything was going to be okay. So that is who my youngest daughter and I, we called and told. Kind of like you, I didn't really tell many people after my surgery, just because I was going through a lot after, especially mentally. So my boss knew, obviously, because I had to take months off after. Basically, very close friends and family, and that was about it. I'm going to be honest, you know, as of 2 weeks, I'm cancer-free 3 years. And to think back to that, I don't want to cry. To think back to that moment, I was so grateful that I had surgery and that they were able to remove the tumor. They had to also remove my left kidney. And honestly, in that moment, I was terrified. You know, they had told me I had a high rate of reoccurrence, and all I could think about is, how can I change that? You know, and that's where my head went, was, you know, God, my family, and my health.
Monse called me about a month ago and says, hey, we're doing a walk for City of Hope on November 2nd. And she said, I'll text you the info. Will you sponsor me? And I said, sure. So she sends me the link, and I get the link and I go, uh-oh. It says, do you want to just donate? Do you want to be a volunteer, or do you want to walk? And I just thought, well, what the heck, you know, it's in Orange County. It's going to be nice weather. And I said, I'm going to walk, and it'll be my first time. And then I decided to share my story after 5 years with everybody that knows me.
I'm excited that Rod joined the team. He brings so much to the team, and we're excited to share with everyone that the City of Hope Walk in Irvine is on Sunday, November 2nd. The registration site opens at 7 a.m., but the walk starts at 9:30 a.m. So we're excited to walk together. We both had kidney cancer. We both had our left kidneys removed. And we're both, you know, patients at City of Hope. Yeah. So we're spreading the news, and we hope everyone will join us, or please consider donating.
We'd love to see you there if you can make it.
Absolutely.
If not, just support the cause, because it is, in my opinion, and I haven't been to all the cancer hospitals, but it's got to be one of the best in the country. And they have volunteers down there that are cancer survivors that help you find one building to the next building to the next building. They built a hotel with a restaurant to take care of family members, and it's an amazing facility. What helped me stay emotionally and mentally strong was, I think, again, number one, not that many people knew, so it was not the topic of conversation. I was able to continue to focus on my business. And the other thing is, my business coach, Mike Ferry, I can't give enough gratitude, because he has always preached mental toughness and learning how to handle situations that come up in your life, not just for business, but for your entire life. And he's been a friend of mine and my business coach since 1987. So we're coming up on 40 years.
Honestly, that is a really tough question, because after my surgery, it was a lot for me. And my strength came from my family, first and foremost, my husband, my 5 children, and my grandbabies. They're my reason, right? And my faith. And my daughters were a great support, because they were always very healthy and into wellness and eating super clean. And I just started dissecting every part of my health. You know, my doctor visits, my labs, and eating clean and no more processed foods, and, you know, trying to move my body.
I didn't do that.
No.
I didn't do that.
And that's really, for me, is what kept me, you know, on my path to staying focused.
You know, the reason we're doing this now is obviously because cancer has touched just about everybody's life. And if there's a family out there that it hasn't touched, it's not a matter of if it's going to touch your life, it's a matter of when.
Yeah. Rod.
So, I mean, we've all, you know, had friends and relatives, and, you know, I feel so damn lucky. I mean, my nickname's Mr. Lucky, and, you know, heart attack, 18-wheeler, hit by an 18-wheeler, and now cancer, and then COVID, double pneumonia, and man, I am Mr. Lucky. So we want to help City of Hope, and we want to bring a little more awareness and pay attention to your body, because both of us, had we not paid attention to our bodies, wouldn't be sitting here talking with you today.
Yeah, that's a great question. Why are we sharing our story now? And after being, I think I celebrated with everyone at my 2 years being cancer free, but City of Hope is an amazing organization. And our surgeon, Rod surgeon, we have the same
Dr. Wittig.
Dr. Wittig at City of Hope, an incredible hospital and incredible people, and their care exceeds anything that we have seen. And the message is simply like, why are we doing this? Why are we walking for hope? And it's because we can. We're still here. We're walking because others can't. Yeah, if anyone finds that they're struggling with a diagnosis or anything, and they don't have a direction to be pointed in, you know, they can feel free to, we can share our information. They can call you, they can call me, and we could be a sounding board at least, you know, if somebody needs that, you know, that help in that
support,
direction.
Little extra strength.
Yeah.
You know, they can call, they can text us. And for those of you that want to either walk, donate, or be a volunteer, our phone numbers are there. And you shoot us a text, shoot us a call, and we'll get you the link, and you can support this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful City of Hope. Right?
Yeah, yes. Mwah. Oh. Love you.